This looks like a job for Superman.
Welcome to Super Pals. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, brother?
Yo, what up?
And today we are talking about the weirdest Superman story I have ever read. Superman Year One. Now, here's the thing about this. As Robert and I've said many times, this is a good book and a half.
It is a good book and a half.
From the other half, book and a half, it goes down hard.
It does.
Like, it crashes harder than Superman in the beginning of the James Gunn movie. I'm like, oh God. It's so, because here's the thing.
Like for a book and a half, you think Frank gets Superman. It feels like how he was at the end of Dark Knight 3.
Now, it's not to say there's not some kooky
there, especially like what almost happened to Lana, but
yeah, and I'm like, why? Okay, but regardless, here's where it gets really bad.
You want to show it?
Yeah. So it starts off. We have Superman. Movie theater. Thank you very much.
Yeah, first we have Krypton's destruction, which was pretty well.
And the narration, as we said during this, we're like, who the hell is narrating this book?
Yeah, it says Dad's Lab, so it's supposed to be Clark?
Or is this
that image right there was like, oh, he was right there. They got obliterated.
Yeah.
But some of the dialogue doesn't make sense. They continue to wake up, my son. The problem is the bubbles all look the same.
Yeah, that's true. So then he arrives, and here's the other problem. This is more of a JR thing. The art with baby Clark, baby and kid Clark. Also, here's the other thing. They imply that Clark has mental powers that are like influencing the Kents, and I go, the hell is this?
Yep. But I would say though, the fact it was Paul Kent who found them first, that's new.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I found me something.
Yeah, and then again, we see, because here's the problem with the way JR is drawing kids. He draws them as like adults, just shrunk down.
Oh, we get to a worse one in a moment. But
oh, yeah.
I do love, but again, some of the writing I love, it's like, now where do you suppose the rascals run off to now, my darling? No talk, no telling, sweet. Could be anywhere. Anywhere at all. Boom. What, in heaven? So, what did you feed him for breakfast?
Yeah, he's jumping. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
I love how they just roll with it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's Clark. Don't worry about it. But
no more raisins in his cereal. He favors figs.
Yeah.
I love, you do get around, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, there at a distance, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree? At a distance.
At a distance, it's fine. But it's like when you zoom in.
Here.
Like Clark in the high chair.
That head.
Yeah, he has big head, tiny body syndrome.
Yep. But then like, oh. He does the heat vision to show where the food is too hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Then he's dreaming about him flying, all of that, the hearing, throwing the ball and all that.
Yeah, and then continuing on, it's like when you see, we see Clark with like the weird kids in school that get bullied, but they get bullied to the point where I'm like, no school would let this go on if like kids are getting legit, like almost murdered.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Oh yeah, like this.
Like that. I'm sorry. That's it.
And the fact that this kid then rats on Clark later just because he thinks he's a freak. It's like the goth kid rats on him.
I'm like, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, poor Pete gets his everything damaged. And I do love this though. Do I talk to these bullies or do I just flat now? I won't have any more words of violence at my table. First you talk to them, then you flat to them. Now, one more word, Paul. That is so Jonathan.
Yeah, I love
First you talk to them, then you flatten them.
He's the type of guy that if Clark got into a fight, he would lean over after Martha's done like scolding him and go, "How's the other guy look?"
Yeah, he does exactly that in a few moments. Oh, we have that here. Like, I can't feel my hand. Oh, he foolishly went a little too far.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, I do like how both kids actually do get suspension.
Yeah. But then you get to the Lana stuff. But Lana, and this is great. She's dating.
Yeah.
Clark, and then this is going to be growing with the book where Clark goes from girl to girl to girl to girl. Skip Lois, girl to girl.
Yep, I do like, though, there's this bit then of like, your mom's as fine of a woman as you'll ever meet, but nobody's always right about everything. See, you do got to take the high road, and maybe you'll get yourself taken advantage of a little bit now and then. But you're nobody's doormat, Clark Kent. No, you're something this old world's never seen before, and you're going to change it just by being there. So change it for the better.
It was
again, great bit of dialogue.
Again, this is the funny part. For about, I would say, 65% of this book, you're like, oh my gosh, Frank Miller understands Superman.
Oh, and then you had these kids getting beaten.
Yeah.
All because, yep. And again, that's where, the God's kid's gonna, snitch.
And it's so here's the thing. When
this is where it goes too far.
Wait. When you're reading a Frank Miller comic, even if it starts off good, you're like, where is the Frank Millerisms gonna come out? This is the moment when I was reading this, I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's like, okay, these are high schoolers. They're not going to, they should have beating up other kids. Unfortunately, they get to there. Feeling like, I'm going to teach you a lesson, girl, and ready to R-word her.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
That is overboard. Even, again, this is bad, but you can still believe it.
Yeah, but...
Would you agree with that? Like, this beating here is,
Yeah, and I'm like, what in the name of hell?
Yep, and...
Oh, Robert, I remember that tweet I told you about beforehand from my friend. Yep. I found out the reasoning. It's even stupider than you could possibly think. I'll show you later. The book is suffering from what we should call the early draft problem. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Hey, what's up,
man?
AJ?
You do get so close.
By the way, go back. Bottom right panel. No. Forward, bottom right panel. Lana looks like a supervillain with that smile. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck? Yeah, they start dating. And here's the other problem with this book. I get that Frank has a limited amount of space, but he rushes through all of these relationships like ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. I do also like this, how Clark feels like there ain't much more I can do. He's basically, it's the whole big fish in a small pond.
And then he decides, now here's the thing. This is where this book did great for me. Because I was like, okay, are you going to repeat the same plot points? Because normally at this point he goes to college, right?
Or he travels the world.
In this, technically he does that. He joins the U.S. Navy.
Yep. Oh, and it's like, I love you and I'll miss you soon.
And we'll never see each other again.
Yep, Clark Kent is ready.
And then he shows up at Navy boot camp and turns out to be such good of a shot that they say, you're going to Navy SEAL training.
Yep. I love it. Look at that. Like, he just stands there. It's like, and they're like, ugh!
And Frank did his research because that's what the guys go through. So I'm like, okay. And I love how he has to fake that he's like working hard. He's like,
Yep.
I love it.
But now they do represent about the sirens. And now this is where I can understand to a small degree why Clark stops focusing on Lana, because it's like they're going with the tradition of sirens. Once you hear them, you're like, you can't think of anyone else. But it's still not good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so, the whole like, but I shut your pie, you disgrace the Navy because he got into a fight. But yep. And this version of Laurie.
Yeah, is because the regular version of Laurie could pass as like a human. This one cannot.
No, she cannot. But yeah, he helps them out. Comes back, I go like, you spent the night AWOL, and you were swimming with the angels.
Mm-hmm. And then they do hand-to-hand combat training, and then Clark goes on a Navy SEAL operation. Here's the thing. I know in popular media, they're like, okay, they're at the end of their training. We'll put them in a real-world operation. I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, no.
That happens in movies a lot, so I'm not exactly going to hold against it. So because and here's the other thing. So because Clark won't kill people, they decide, okay, we're gonna kick you out of the Navy. What?
Yep. But I do think this does set up to how the government knows about him.
And by the way, Britt says it was supposed to be 4 issues, and every issue was supposed to showcase each relationship. Yeah, Lois didn't even get her own issue. Now, Robert, that says a lot.
Yeah.
I'm complaining about that.
Yeah, because she deserved a whole issue.
She gets 2 pages.
In fact, but here's the thing, though. I don't think they were going to give Lois that much. Because I do think that last issue was where it was supposed to end. But because the 4th issue could end clearly setting up Brainiac. I think the 4th issue was going to be about Brainiac.
I think what probably would have happened, based on what Britt showed, is that issue 3 was going to be the Lois issue, and then issue 3 he comes back and meets Diana.
Perhaps, but
the point is, it's weak as hell. So I love where Clark just leaves the Navy and walks right into the ocean.
Yep, give the ladies my regard, but then we get the crap stuff.
And then so here's the first part. He sees the mermaid. She's instantly head over heels in love with him. There's no.
Which again, I get it. That when it comes to mermaids, that's usually how they are.
Oh, okay, I see. I didn't know.
They're always horny little she-devils.
Yeah, and then
traditional on the outfit.
Also, Clark can hold his breath for however long and talk underwater. Okay,
I think that's going off of the whole. He can be in space indefinitely.
So the other thing about the suit, that S changes size.
Oh, like correct.
Panel to panel.
Let's look at the cover.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. So
and
he
then
shows up and he has to fight.
This is where we get to the crap. From this point on.
He has to fight Poseidon, and Poseidon goes to Lori. You will take your mother's place in all, essentially in every way. And
again, is he trying to go for tradition? What some people looked at back then
for Greek mythology, yeah, but bro,
it didn't work. It didn't look for Azzarello. It's not going to work here.
Here's the thing: just because it's mythologically accurate does not mean it should.
You want to bet Azzarello suggested this?
That would not surprise me.
Well, they were working on Batman 3.
Oh, yeah.
You want to bet they probably talked about moments like this? Now, here, apparently, he's immune to electricity.
And by the way, Pika asked if this book has an editor who approves this. I'm checking it right now.
But
here's the other thing.
Mark Doyle.
Which editor is going to tell Frank Miller no?
Oh, and associate editor Turturro.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's associate editor, not main editor. So that's basically
and then Britt says the 3rd and 4th issues were combined and condensed. Okay, probably. That makes sense.
But yeah,
that's why Lois gets like nothing.
Yeah, the artwork is good.
It's some of JR's pretty like strong stuff.
I think because it had good inking.
Yeah, exactly.
Who did the inking? Danny Mickey. Yep, definitely one of the better inkers.
Yeah, so Clark fights the Kraken, defeats it, and basically wins.
Yeah, there's no point to this, and there's no point to this last stuff.
It's just awesome. It's just like essentially the Michael Bayisms. So now Clark's in charge, and then he swiftly just leaves Atlantis.
And he didn't even bring up Lori at all. Here we get Lois.
This is the thing. They treat it like these were just independent comic issues that didn't connect to each other because they never reference Lana, they've never referenced Lori. Clark might as well forget Lois even existed.
Which he does.
Which he does, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so there's a bit where he's trying to stop the military and everything, but just showing that, oh nope, I can handle them. And then for whatever reason, Clark decides to go into journalism.
So he does go to college. So, like all those years go by. He goes to Metropolis. You meet the Daily Planet.
And he saves someone. showing off his powers now.
Oh, and by the way, the beginning of this issue, that's the last time Lois will show up in this entire book.
Yeah.
That's the weird. You would expect her to show up in the Daily Planet
or dealing with Lex. Oh, of course we get the wife beater.
Yeah, which I liked. Okay, that's a good scene for that.
Oh, I did love that.
I love that where he has the signs on this person.
I steal people's life saving.
I love that. That's so good. Even though it's not admissible in court. Oh, there's Lois.
Oh, no, yeah, she gets one more appearance.
But it's like she doesn't interact with Superman like practically at all.
Yep. Now again, this felt an interesting issue, and then even with Lex here.
And then you see Batman, and
and this is where we're already getting crazy Steve Batman.
I'm the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, he's already this. Now, I know, this is one thing I will acknowledge. Remember what Frank had once said? He said, of course Batman won. It was a Batman book. If I wrote Superman, it'd go the other way around. He actually puts his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, which I'm like, okay. Yeah, and again, that goes back to what Stan Lee said. Who would win in a fight? Whoever the writer wants to win.
Now, Joker. This doesn't make
Joker's
sense.
look. I don't like Joker's look.
Nope. But yeah, so you have all this stuff going on, and then we get the fight, and oh, look at that! Look at the S! Look at the S!
Yeah, look at that. It's so
look what
small.
happened? It went from there. Look. The bottom of it goes beneath the upper abs too.
Yeah, I'm like, what? There was no art editor.
Is it sentient?
Like,
is it sentient?
Yeah, it's sentient. That's the funny. The S is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like this part where like he's just staying there and taking it. It reminds you of New 52 when Superman and Batman first meet, and Superman's like, "You're out of stuff." Oh yeah, this.
This should have been an awesome moment. And John Romita Jr. has shown he could do a good Diana. He did it. He will do it later in Superman.
By He Who Must Not Be Named?
No, the Jeff one.
Oh, okay. But yeah, but it's like with this, she just shows up. And by the way, Britt says she wished Raphael Grandpa did the art instead. Yeah, that's true. I think he fits Frank's style a little better.
Now, I do. Well, to be fair, John Romita Jr. has a history with Frank. They did Daredevil, Man Without Fear.
Yeah, but again, it's like no one. It's like the S changed size again, Robert. It went back down to the right. I'm like, what? Except it got thinner.
Yep, but yeah, the
right. I love. Yep, the kiss where she goes, "Kiss me," and where she goes, You sweet Adonis, go become a man and come back to claim me. And I go, what the hell is this? And then
he finds out to go define Brainiac, and we never find out.
If there was ever a way to do Super Wonder, this is not it. And here's the thing: this is the universe, the first actual DC universe that was fleshed out that has it, and this is the setup it gets.
Now, to be fair, it does match Frank's sensibility of. I really want to be with someone like one.
I get that, but I'm
saying it matches.
No, but I'm like this quick.
Agreed.
It literally just met at this point. Like 5 minutes ago, they just met.
Yep, and already she's all like, "Oh, no."
Even that Diana would not be like all instantly goo goo gaga.
Yeah, because she's the one who says, "Out, move it, sperm bank."
Yeah, exactly. There's no way.
Now, you know what? One little bit of dialogue could have fixed it was, "You're exactly as Poseidon said you were."
Oh, there you go. That
would have solved it.
It would have helped. It wouldn't have
not solved it, but it would have helped.
There would have been some setup. But I do like that image of the back of the S and the Wonder Woman logo. Just showing.
Oh yeah, that's in the back of the
But did he change? But is the color changed? That's still her, and I think it's gold in this.
I think that's meant to be for the darkness of it.
Hang on.
That's the moon reflection.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
I think that's supposed to be the moon, like it's supposed to be during the shadow. Even look at the S. The S looks a little pinkish.
Also, they changed the shape of the W.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, look at the S.
Oh, Robert, go to the next page. And look down at everyone's logo is tiny. Everyone's logo is ridiculously small now.
Except for Diana.
Except for Diana, but
because
that's because
it's fitting around her rack.
There's a very specific part of her anatomy that Frank's not going to screw with.
Yeah.
It's the very same.
He gets screwing.
Yeah, we're both having fun so hard that they nearly destroyed the earth and caused earthquakes. Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of screwing.
Yeah, I know. And then it's like, kiss me. I need someone to remember you by. You kiss her on the forehead. I do love Diana's reaction. She goes, what?
Like, that's it?
And I think it's supposed to play off that like Clark is awkward among women, but I don't know why. He slept with the Queen of Atlantis.
Yeah, like you sweet little Adonis. Go become a man.
He leaves his Amazon queen behind him, and I go, they just met, Frank.
Yep.
But it's like, here's the thing. It's like this is the part that seems very like unbelievable with this.
And you know what the sad part is? I wanted to see how he would handle early Brainiac, because we know what later Brainiac would have been.
Yeah, Britt says this was the end of the 4th issue because Clark and Diana were supposed to have more development and see how they met. Miller also said they were to go from 0 to 100 within the relationship anyway. So they were to like go that quick, but I'm just saying it was like if they met and stuff.
Now here's the reason why. The reason why this happened because JR was being snatched off to go with Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this got so sped through, and why it ends on such an egregious cliffhanger.
Okay. Like, that's great, but why not just get another artist?
I think because they really wanted to get the Superman book, the reinvigoration it needed.
Well, it was also because this was early Black Label. And I think that this was one of the 3 books. Okay, I think it was this, the Historia book, and Damned were the first 3 like Black Label books that were at least announced. I know that this came out much after Damned.
Mm-hmm.
But that, yeah, the Batman Penis book.
Yeah,
but it's.
Some people are claiming it was always meant to be 3. I doubt it.
No, there's no way it's always meant to be 3. And here's the thing. There's some great stuff, like the Kraken page where we see the full double page spread.
Yeah. I'll go back to that.
Thank you for giving it a double page spread like it deserves. But it's like the other stuff around it is like total BS. I'm like, what the hell is
like that?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is the rest of this?
I know. And again, like I said, I want to know what his Brainiac was meant to be like at the early point, because given how we see him in Dark Knight Strikes Again, I want to know how we get to him worrying about how much his ships cost.
And how he becomes a frog.
Well, that seems to be just taking different bodies.
And by the way, in terms of Cameron, yeah, Black Label is still around. The way Black Label works now is that it's the mature stories that use the DC characters.
And by the way, Pika, we just have a Black Label going on. That's the Kryptonite Spectrum. That's Black Label.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Kryptonite Spectrum, and we got the Batman Second Night.
I remember this was the promo image they used.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's very interesting because I wanted to see, because it's kind of interesting.
Here's the other thing: this doesn't really fit with the Millerverse.
No, and the funny part, Robert, is that if you look at like Dark Knight, I would say Dark Knight 3, the
two kids, NJ.
Yeah, Master Race. He writes a pretty damn good Superman.
Now, to be fair, that was actually Azzarello doing the scripting.
As far as well, here's the thing: I don't know about that. Because here's why. Azzarello wrote for tomorrow.
Yep, I know. But he could have been following orders from Frank.
Which that's true. It's just the more I see this, the more I'm like, what?
But again, it's supposed to be year 1. This doesn't take place over 1 year.
And no, it takes place over the well, here's the thing. It takes place over the course of arguably 5 or 6 years because you have his Navy training. Why did they call it year 1? And then you have the college.
Why did they call it year 1?
It's you know why, Robert? Marketing. Because remember, you have Batman year 1.
And who did Batman year 1?
Yeah, Frank Miller. There you go. That's why.
Yeah, but this is not year 1. We barely get day 1.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
And again, this doesn't match up with the Millerverse except for how Batman talks and Wonder Woman falling for him so hard. Otherwise, this doesn't add up to how we see Superman.
Yeah, exactly. And particularly even this Superman, because here's the thing. And Robert, you're right. It doesn't fit because chronologically, the next book in this is All-Star Batman and Robin.
And look at how he is in that one.
Yeah, exactly. And he flies in this, but he doesn't fly in the other book.
All-Star Superman and Batman and Robin. Superman matches more was the DKR Batman Superman.
Yeah, and remember in All-Star Batman and Robin, they make a point of saying that he can't fly yet.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know he can fly yet, but I do. And then everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah,
but it's one of those.
This doesn't match up at all.
Which, and again, the interesting thing about this though is. Frank can write a good Superman because, again,
the first book and a half.
First book and a half is great. That's pretty much a super
with some flaws. With some flaws here and there.
The R word is at a high school is a bit much.
Yep, and I mean, I still remember Linkar when he went over. Even he said the same thing. The first book and a half is good.
Yeah, and then it's just completely implodes like a dying star.
Yeah, it implodes once he goes to Atlantis.
Yeah, and then first he starts introducing, and here's the first clue. The minute you get the part where it's like, Britt says, I believe it was also said that some of these ideas are from Miller's ideas after DKR came out. So he's approaching this from a post Dark Knight Returns mindscape, so Asbar hasn't come out yet.
No, at least as far as his
mindset, with all these ideas.
Yeah, so he probably retained them and probably forgot to contradict it, Asbar.
But again, by the way, if ever there was an appropriate name for All-Star Batman and Robin, Asbar is the best. Thank you, Linkara. and again, this part's good. And this part's good. He shows up in Metropolis. The first thing he does, he saves a kid publicly. So everyone's going to be like, wait, you stopped a truck.
Yep. And then that's all about change the silhouette, all this, dress to unimpress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the point where he's realizing Clark has to be. So that's the thing. This is the point though where he has to be. Clark is the mask. This is the case where but Mom and Pa are still around. Why do you need to treat it like this?
But again, it's because you have that version of Batman where Superman where he seemed more focused on Krypton and stuff.
Yeah, so this here feels more like we're going with a Superman. I think being in Atlantis for so long, he now sees himself as Superman fully.
Well, because remember, he was technically the king of Atlantis.
Yeah. So now he's looking, I think he's now disassociated Clark Kent from himself.
Yeah,
but again, I don't like that.
Me neither. I'm like, what you need.
I'm sorry, maybe it's because I'm so used to post-credits, but post-credits did so well.
NJ, I wouldn't say Frank can't write women. First, Elektra, and two, that was Wonder Woman early on. And then remember, if you look at Master Race, she acts still more hardcore, but closer to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and she's nowhere. I think because she had a son.
Yeah, she's nowhere near as crazy as she is in Asbar.
Yeah, but like I said, I might be, like I said, I might be so used to post-crisis, but that makes the most sense. He wouldn't just disregard a life he had done for almost 20 years of his life.
Yeah,
and just be like, oh, nope, that's not me.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So I'm like, no, that wouldn't work. And I'm just like, no, come on.
That's why I always have the joke of people have always made the joke that in Christopher Reeve Superman that Jor-El brainwashed him.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that joke before?
He thinks of feminism being a man hater. Again, NJ, that's just one version of Wonder Woman.
And he's more looking at the Amazons are zealots.
Yeah, and again, and
some version they are.
The way he explained it was, I approached it because this book is from Batman's perspective. This is how Batman would think these people act. That version of Batman, let's be clear, the version that called Robin an R word. Are you dense? Are you R-worded?
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think I am? I'm the goddamn Batman. This is the
goddamn Batman.
This is the Batman that had sex with Black Canary as 2 dead bodies were burning alive.
This is the Batman who plowed right through police cars. Now, granted, I blame
laughing, saying, I
blame Jim Lee for that part.
Yeah, no, but I love the part where like he's running on rooftops laughing and he goes, I love being Batman.
Look at that. Look at that.
Again, there's such great images here.
Yeah. Now, I'll be honest. Can I be honest on one thing? I think Jim Lee did better with Superman during the Jeff Johns thing.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? That was so much better there.
100%.
But
and
yeah.
then Pika Shade says the world circles around the character. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
it's that.
Exactly. But yeah, though, again, there is, and I gotta say also, I can't get a handle. This Lex does not feel like the Lex we'd be getting by Strikes Again.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing here?
You know what? I gotta say, I think he's taking a lot more influence from what Zach did.
Are you sure?
And I'm not saying all, but I'm saying some. I think there's some influence. Like this moment here, the fight here felt like, No,
that seems more like Jeff Johns in the new 52.
Really?
When Batman is like launching crap at Superman goes, your belt's empty, Batman.
True.
That's not Zach. That's 100% not. If it was Zach, if he was I would believe the Zach part if all of a sudden he shot a grenade that contained kryptonite gas. I would believe that.
But he wouldn't know about kryptonite yet.
No, but the point is, it's like if that was the reasoning behind that.
Now, I will say this one big thing. How can he be immune to electricity when that's one of the things Batman zapped him with in Dark Knight Returns?
And where he was zapped by the soldiers. Is it like he grew weaker with age? Is that what he's trying to do?
I don't know. Again, there's stuff that is completely...
And then with this, it's like when Wonder Woman first shows up, they're like, we're united in we joined forces for justice. So you're rushing the Justice League already?
Yeah, again, I will say this whole thing about their first encounter completely one-sided, that I understand, I can believe.
Oh yeah, 100. Because again, and Batman doesn't know everything about Superman's like weaknesses.
We already know by Dark Knight 3. There's still a lot he doesn't know about him.
Yeah, so I like this. But it's like I love where he goes. Oh my gosh, Clark, let me win because he could easily have murdered me.
Exactly. It's like, and it took until his old age.
Yeah, to realize it. I'm like, oh god,
that was still one of the best. Like, turns out I'm still an expert. I'm still a rookie.
Yeah, I'm still a rookie when it comes to this stuff. And again, so in terms of the art, the only issues that I have are the beginning part with the kids and the symbols changing size.
Exactly. Otherwise, the art and some occasional work and wonkiness here and there.
Yeah, and Britt says there is a lot Miller wanted to rewrite and retcon in his own.
I can believe it.
Yep, that's true. That's 100% true. And then Pika says no one proofread this for Frank before it was sent to JR.
I don't believe it. I can believe that. I mean, I can't believe it.
This Cal, the older he gets, the weaker he becomes. That's just me trying to reason through why all of a sudden he's weak to electricity. Because that doesn't make sense. I'm like, at least have.
He did the whole thing where he grabbed his head and like zapped him because he had to. That's why he was next to the lamppost. He needed to connect to the power grid.
Unless Batman is using extremely weak electricity, which I don't think he would.
No, doesn't look it. It doesn't look it. And by that, we saw him get zapped by the Kraken earlier.
And by the Navy SEALs, and he was fine.
Yeah, and he was fine.
So I'm like, what the? This doesn't...
What was using the whole power grid of a city enough to hurt him?
Yeah, but even on that, the Kraken shocked him, and that didn't... Well, actually, did that injure him, the Kraken?
No, he took it.
Well, that's the thing. If a Kraken can't harm you, you can't expect me to believe that a city's power... Because I'm pretty sure a Kraken has more
wait. It wasn't the Kraken that zapped him, but it was still underwater, electrofish or whatever.
Where electricity like travels and is known to be more effective. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy that.
Exactly. Again, there's goods. And this was written when He Who Should Not Be Named was writing.
And the cool depiction of seeing.
Oh wait, so I take it back. Actually, this he jumped off of this to do He Who Should Not Be Named run.
Yeah, because I remember he was on that book. But anyway, it's like the thing is, I love the idea of doing the destruction of Krypton from the first person view of Clark as a baby. The problem is then the narration comes in, and it's like, who is talking?
Yeah, because first it seems like it's Clark. Even says the whole like watching mommy and daddy going away.
Yeah,
and then but then it leads to wake up, my son.
Wait, is that what that probably is the AI on the ship, maybe?
But then when does it get like his journey has ended, his adventure begins? All for him. John Kemp felt something probe inside his skull. Who sang that part?
I think Miller is trying to go, oh, it's like in 300 where you had that one Spartan recounting the story.
But we never find out.
We never find out. That's why it's really weird about that. And again, JR drawing Clark with big head syndrome.
Again, here it's fine.
Here it's fine. There are a few shots again where it's fine. But it's like there. It's because again,
I really like his mom and pa.
Yeah, exactly. And Comic Pop brought it up. The problem is Frank is like JR was like, okay, how do adults look? I'll just make them smaller.
Yeah, like I said, mom and pa are great. Oh, you know what is right? We never got a resolution of what happened with Clark and his friends.
The friends were probably murdered. No, knowing this, yeah.
Yep, like I said, this paw was a great paw.
Oh, and I do, as much as they hate the Lana almost gets R-worded scene, I love Clark saving her like he's freaking Batman. Like all of a sudden those guys vanish, and all of a sudden she's flying. She's like, the hell is going on?
Yep. And again, these two, I do like.
And then it's like, no, but it's like, so that he graduates and then he's never talks about her again.
I think, no, he does mention her brief, like one time.
Well, the other thing that's also is that we never see Clark call his parents. So the implication is for his entire time in the Navy, he never calls his parents.
I know, right? Like, seriously?
It's like, that's why, again, it's like, I wonder if Frank was approaching this like they're independent issues, but I have to tie them in. So I'll somehow try and tie them in.
Exactly.
And I do love the Navy people having trouble cutting his hair. That's great.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah. And I'm like, no.
How you got there, pal?
Rough hair.
Yep.
Yeah, but again, it's like, okay, there's some cool stuff.
No, I did not mind the sergeant or whoever.
The idea of Clark being a Navy SEAL briefly, I'm like, okay, that actually is kind of cool.
That explains why the military and the government knows about him, because of course they would.
Yeah, there's no way his.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It does mention it. Wait, he makes me a good point.
Oh
he wants to be a reporter.
Oh yeah.
She actually said she wants to go into being a reporter. So like a reporter would.
Oh, in that book, man.
Yeah, she got big.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh god. So she ends up being on DC's version of The View. No wonder that universe is cray. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's one of those Superman stories where it's like, it's not my favorite like Superman origin. It's cool in some regards. It's very frank in most of it.
It is very frank in most of it. But I can still say, Mom and Pa were the best parts of this.
Yeah, they were good. And
because we've seen bad ones. We've seen bad handlings of them. This was one of the better ones.
And you notice Frank never has the Jor-El AI.
Yeah.
That's because he has other people explain it to Clark, which I'm like, I both like and I don't like. I get that you're trying to make it different, but there are some things that I'm like, okay, this doesn't work.
Oh, okay. This whole bit about Clark breaking it to help his friend.
I like that. No, again, it's like Clark. It's like Clark's friends being.
But no one's questioning how he did it.
Well, yeah, because they're probably like, oh, he's like crazy too, so we're all crazy together.
I know. What are you losers looking at? Whoomp.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay, that kind of works.
Yeah, but again, overall, I give this a 6 because of the second half.
Yeah, this is definitely the
first book and a half, I would give a 9.
I would give a 7.
The first book and a half.
7 in me.
7 for you? Okay.
Because of the almost R word and the really weird stuff.
You're right. 8. You know what? Then I drop it down to 8 or almost 7.
Yeah, it's because also the no explanation of the narration, the rough art in some places. That's why I bring it down.
Good point. But overall,
again, the first book and a half is vastly superior.
Yeah, the second book and a half felt like it. You know, it felt like if we believe Frank actually did do a lot of the writing on Dark Knight 3, it felt like he regressed fast back to Asbar Frank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you agree with that? I felt like he reverted very quickly to, what are you, dense? Are you R? I'm the god, who the hell, back to that.
Goddamn Batman. Or it's like he makes out with Black Canary, she's a smoker. I haven't kissed a smoker in so long, not since Selena.
Selena was a smoker? She did. Yeah, she did in Dark Knight in Batman Year 1. Yeah. When she's looking out the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
but yeah, it felt like we got back to Sin City, Frank.
Yeah, and it's sad because you want to see like how he does Superman for the origin, because Year 1 is the origin, his Batman, also origin for regular Batman, but that's beyond the
I will say this though, also about the third one. Even the parts of him doing the super feats were actually pretty good.
Yeah, but again, and here's the thing. This is how you know this is how you know it's a weakness of the book. The way he just glosses over Lois.
Yep.
I can't. I'm sorry.
What did that say about from you?
If I'm because I hate Lois, but even I'm like, okay, you gave everyone else practically an entire book. Let me put it this way: I would understand if he cut Lois out completely,
but he didn't.
He gave her like a page and a half for the explanation, and I'm like, I get that you had to condense stuff, but then again, take out Lois.
Exactly. And this is a woman who he was willing to dig through the remains of the planet in Dark Knight Strikes Again to find that image of her, and it showed that she still meant something to him. Yeah,
at the very least, they were close friends, like very close friends in that, because he was with Wonder Woman at that point.
But it's like Lois.
Yeah, she meant a lot to him in that universe. So I'm like, I don't get that from here.
I don't either. It's like, oh, she's hot. Okay.
It's like it's another woman. Again, Superman goes from girl to girl to girl to girl to girl and forgets about all the previous girls pretty much.
Oh, by the way, the writing, this is the point where we started to have a lot of the repetition that Frank would do.
Yeah, and also the Bolden as if trying to like add emphasis. And I love where I love
dangerous.
I love Linkara. She's in shock. She's in shock.
This is dangerous. You can die from shock.
Yeah, I love that. I'm like,
quickly.
What are you doing?
I know that. Now, this is supposed to be the implication. Since even though they set up Lana wanting to be a reporter, now they're treating it like Lois is the one that encouraged him to become a reporter.
And then again, he goes into college for 4 years. So you tell me this again. This is not year 1. This is year 4.
Exactly.
And then NJ says Playboy Clark. Thoughts? No, I don't like Playboy Clark.
Nope.
That's not Clark. That's not Clark.
Now, yes. Has he had multiple love interests? Yes. Do you want to acknowledge
he's
that?
Not the type to go girl to girl to girl to girl and then forget the.
Yeah, like Lori. Lori, she made the choice.
Yeah, and it's like he always says, "Hey, we had something nice." Even with Lana, he's like, "Yeah, you still mean a lot to me."
Yeah. Instead, it's like, who?
It's like, who's Lana?
Yeah,
I dated a mermaid?
Yeah, exactly. And again, I'll say this. Lois wasn't handled that bad either.
Also, can I say, I love that those 2 panels of Lois's face.
Oh, yeah, she looks great.
And she just smiles. I love that. That was so good.
Yep, and I also like how he gives the
Well, here's
explanation.
the thing: in the top panel, she looks like a little kid.
I know, but I do
Look
like
at that top panel. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I do like the moment for a brief moment, she's like, knock it off already, Lois. Like Superman doesn't have anything better that places to be than the Daily Planet. I do like that. That's a case where she's like, Lois Lane, that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever thought of.
Yeah, exactly. I dig that. But again, it's like, here's the thing. It's very rare where there's all bad stuff in a book, like where there's not one redeeming quality. And in this, I want to be clear. I still like it. I still like that. There's good. This is an occasion where I think, at least for the first book and a half, the good outweighs the bad.
Exactly. And I personally, and I would say this, even in the second half, there is some good in it. It's not like it went to
There's some cool stuff.
bad.
I love where Batman leans over to Lex Luthor and goes, "Oh, you're gonna love prison." That I think is inspired by Zach from when Batfleck goes, "Oh, you're going to Arkham Asylum. I have a few friends there waiting for you."
Exactly.
I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
and Batman using a gun, by the way, referencing Detective 27. I'm like, this Batman used guns, so I'm fine with that.
Now that, but also, like, the fact took the Trinity to take Lex down.
That's kind of cool. I like that. He's that much of a threat.
I would say, though, it is so clear this is rushed.
Oh, this last part is definitely rushed.
I mean, what's with that pose?
And again,
why is the way she's turning? It's like, what?
It's like it looks like a more extreme version of Ed Benace's really weird poses of Wonder Woman.
Yeah. But here it looks like, for example, her legs look like she's in the middle of a walk, doesn't it?
It looks like she's in the middle of like a dancing step, and I go, why would
but then look at how there's the curve. It's like.
Here's the other thing. That's not a stable pose to be holding Superman's arm.
Her legs is going one way, her middle is some way, and then her upper part is turning the other way.
Yeah, it's like,
look, this is going from from right to left. This one's
what
going
type
to
of anatomy is this?
Yeah, it's like a toy.
Overall, your thoughts on Wonder Woman, the story? I mean,
not enough.
There's not enough Wonder Woman, but in the parts where she is on there, I like she gives the speech that says we have to work together. The part where I don't like, and again, this is gonna be a lot coming from me. The romance with Superman literally comes out of nowhere.
Literally, and again, this is the
it's not set up in literally any way.
Again, one bit of dialogue could have helped.
Just give it one bit of, you could have Wonder Woman's narration saying, "Oh my, he's like a god," but so much.
Or again, like it's like what Poseidon said.
Or it's like she goes, "Oh, Poseidon really undersold it."
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Give some connection where she heard about him from Poseidon.
But NJ, I would believe the love at first sight if the narration had not been, he leaves his Amazon queen behind.
That's when it's like, okay, that's too much.
The way I would do it is he goes off into battle knowing he has a pretty compelling reason to come home.
Yeah, but
that's the way to do that.
Yeah, and Brainiac looked great there.
That's such a great image. Even with Superman, the motion lines and the way Brainiac blends in with like the nebula.
Yeah, and again, I wanted to see what would have happened next.
Yes, this would have been really cool to see that first meeting with
Brainiac. And have it be Brainiac is his first supervillain.
Yeah, his first actual supervillain. That would
not counting Lex.
And then maybe he takes out Brainiac's body, and that explains the frog, and then teaming up with Lex.
And maybe when Lex brought him back, it corrupted him. That's why he's so focusing on how much his mechs cost.
Maybe he had to use part of his Lex had to use part of his mind to rebuild Brainiac.
And that made no sense, did it to you? Do you realize how much
Brainiac has never cared about money?
Yeah, he's like, do you realize how much that Whopper costs? It's like, why do you care?
His currency is knowledge. Now you could say, do you have any idea how much knowledge was lost with that ship? That's Brainiac right there.
Yeah, but it's like how much money that Whopper cost.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you
why did he even say Whopper?
First off, you're an alien. What do you care about earthly money?
Exactly. Actually, okay. I will say this. I can't believe I say this. this is better than, so even if she is a simp here, she's still better here than in Injustice.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, let me put it this way: Aspar Wonder Woman is better than Injustice Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell, even though she wants to fight Batman, it's motivated by he's a threat. This is the way I deal with threats.
He's an annoyance to my beloved.
Yeah, and Injustice
at the very least.
More like Injustice, more like, no, I have to manipulate Superman so he can subjugate man's world.
Yeah, because it's the only way he'll pay attention to me. I want him to forget Lois.
Yeah, and I go, no.
And she's kind of like, why did he keep bringing Lois up?
And by the way, again, that's dialogue from the comic when Ares goes, oh, so are you thinking he's going to have sex with you? And then Diana says, I will be whatever Clark needs me to be. And I'm like, oh my God. It's so bad.
Yeah, but again, this was not the worst thing I've ever read.
I think it's an average Superman story. I'm going to give it that. I think it's average.
Where does this rank among the other origins?
Oh, this is easily near the bottom.
Yeah.
Like this way, I don't hate any Superman origin, but it's like of the ones I like, this is near the bottom.
By comparison.
Like my favorite is still Birthright.
Yep.
Birthright or Absolute are my favorite origins.
Oh, Absolute, I still say so drastically different. I'm just saying as far as the traditional.
And in far of ones that have been canon, Birthright.
Because that was
tied very closely with Secret Origin.
Oh yeah, for me it's flip it around.
Yeah, exactly. That's
for
a
me,
really good
it's
one.
Secret Origins, very close by Birthright.
Yeah, the only reason why Secret Origin gets like low is because Gary Frank tried too hard to make everything like Christopher Reeve. Including making Kid Clark, Kid Christopher Reeve.
Well, it's like you couldn't base it off of the kid from the Reeves movie?
Yeah, if you had done that...
You have an actor, okay. He's still out there!
It's literally like he just took Christopher Reeve's head and put it on the kid.
NJ, that's a good theory, but why?
Yeah, why would Arrows do that?
Why would Arrows care?
Yeah, why would the gods care? And plus, as far as we know, we've never seen the gods.
And amazing, the gods would be pissed off.
These gods, if Poseidon is any indicator, Poseidon could go, there was this a-hole in a red cape that deposed me.
Exactly. So it'd be like that. Well, Arrows would have every reason to want to keep them separate.
Or it could be to make them fall in love to distract them while the gods moved in to like destroy Superman. Could be that.
But since we don't know, and we've never had a story like that under Frank, that wouldn't even be a good setup.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, if Poseidon is any indicator, I don't want Frank to draw the gods. He would make Zeus even more of a laying scroll character, to quote Britt.
Yeah, but overall, again. So what do you want to talk about next time?
Next time, as a matter of fact, what we could do, if you want to do another Frank, we could talk about, because Dark Knight 3 is really also a Superman story, so we could talk about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do it, because it involves Superman rogues as well. So I'm like, okay, we can do that. That counts.
It deals with the Kandorians. You know what? Why don't we also add a little bit of Strikes Again and Aspar?
I'll tell you what. We'll complete our discussion of Frank Miller's Superman.
Yeah, I say we do that. Let's go in chronological order then.
Yeah, exactly. I'm totally cool with that. Obviously, we'll breeze over or skip over this because we gave it an entire episode. But yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, because again, there is some good when he gets Superman well.
Here's the I'm thinking of making this the title. I'm the goddamn Superman. I may make that the title. That's too funny to not, or like the thumbnail.
No. You put everything. I'm the goddamn super.
I bolted that
because you say I'm God.
We should have done the entire stream emphasizing every other word. Really doesn't.
It's random words, so that would make it harder.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's so all in all, yeah, and as far as general Superman story, okay, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. There's so much worse Superman.
Oh, there's so much worse.
Like when we talk about For Tomorrow, we're gonna have words, bro.
You know what? That'll be in 2 episodes.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm fine. I was going to suggest that, as a matter of fact.
We'll do that in 2 episodes. Let's do that in 2 episodes. Next one, though, we'll continue. We'll do our overall talk on Millerverse because there is so much to talk about.
And honestly, there's a lot of good about Superman in the
I just love it. Like I was stuck in a book, and what did you learn? You want to save the world? I love that.
One of my favorite parts of Dark Knight 3 is when Wonder Woman comes in the comms and says that the Kryptonians have invaded Themyscira, and Superman just zooms away. He's like, "See ya."
Yep. Again, here's what I call Dark Knight 3. Dark Knight 3, I'm gonna fix everything from Strikes Again.
Yeah, because Dark Knight 3 is really honestly,
it's an apology. It's an apology.
All of the Dark Knight books, I think it might be my favorite.
Close to the first one. Very close.
Because it involves so much. Here's the thing. To your point, it does what 2 did, but much better.
Yeah, because again, here's something funny about that. When Peek and I did our PT on 2, we realized there's actually a lot of good ideas here. It's just executed so horribly.
Like Robin being an elastic Joker, pretty much.
Here's the thing. I personally feel that was a case where he was already broken by them. So by the time Batman confronted him, it was like, there ain't nothing left to try and appease anyway.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's how I looked at it. It's like, by that point, he already knew there's too far gone. There's nothing I could do. All I could do is just tick him off. I don't think that.
And then Batman pulls a Nolan. I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Oh, you knew the only way to stop him was to kill him.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And I liked, again, he approached Wonder Woman with so much more respect.
Yeah, exactly. Although, again, like, where is the who stole my Amazon heart?
Yeah, it's like in 3, it's like, I also like the idea where she won't let her son out of her eye.
Because she knows there's Amazons who would kill him.
Because if early Wonder Woman is calling men sperm bank, can you blame her?
Yeah, and like I said, you had the fact that there are like some Amazons who would risk her wrath if it meant getting a man off the island.
And the way I kind of explained the changing character is, you could say the being with Superman and getting to know Superman was more of the, okay, there is good in mankind. Because previously, they had practically just met.
Yeah, and I would also say, you could also look at a little bit like, I go to see it as, I tried to change him, but I realized I couldn't. Maybe he has a point.
Yeah, maybe he was changing me for the better.
Because his exact words were, could have been fixed with editing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Now, the art in that book is notably rougher.
Because of the color. It's more because of the color. The color is what makes it worse.
Yeah, because I think Lynn Varley was like experimenting.
She was experimenting. Because there's some moments where it works, like that little swirly moment. That worked. Other moments you're like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm like, well, what am I reading here?
Yeah, again, there are some moments that work. There's other moments that don't.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that because there's a lot. And again, I like how they gave a pretty compelling, because in the explanation of why did Superman do the will of the government, they gave a Superman reasoning for it. It's like, okay, he would do this if he's that blackmailed into it. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and like I said, it was one of those cases where he was fine to do it under that regime. It was the later regime that made it a problem. In other words, he's doing it for the exact same thing, explanation that Cap was against the Registration Act.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't against the current regime. He was against the next regime.
Yeah, it's like in the movie, Cap is like, what happens if inevitably the next guy tells us to start oppressing people or locking people up? Like, what?
Which, if you remember then in Civil War II, they tried to claim that was Tony's reason for going after Carol, which again, like, I call BS.
Yeah, and it's like in the comics, when you actually read the reasoning, Cap is not necessarily against the registration. It's against sending us to arrest our friends. That's the problem.
Yep, it's that. It's also, again, having the government tell us who the bad guys are.
Yeah, because that could change like that.
The first thing he says was, And then, of course, Maria Hill on a stupid thing.
Maria Hill, yeah, exactly.
Like last night, that wicked smile or she like, it's like.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. The Registration Act hadn't even got into effect yet. So Cap was not a criminal at that point.
No one was a criminal yet. And but the thing is,
what are you doing, aiming a gun at him?
And then there's also like, so nobody you can't handle. Excuse me. It's like, Maria, you're an idiot.
As far as I'm concerned, Cap acted very. You wonder why Cap went to ground.
Yeah, seriously. There's a reason why I say people like Hickman and Brubaker and a few others, so long as it's not Millar or he who should not be named, right, Maria Hill, she can do well. Look at MCU, Maria. Now she's dead.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it. So, next week again, we're going to be talking about all of the rest. Superman, yeah, and we'll talk about why it's kind of interesting in that. So, Robert, where can we find you? And what we got coming
Link down below. I'm going to later tonight be going back to my to face the Unholy Trinity stream tonight, and I got some more. Another PTN with Jared that's premiering tomorrow.
Hell yeah!
The other half of the Super Buddies duology.
Heck yeah! And then for me, either on CLD or UTC, I'm figuring out which one. We're going to be celebrating 5 years of Comics League. That's going to be fun. And I'm working on a documentary about it. So I have a community post on my page that has like you can put like comments and stuff about what Comics League means to you. I'm gonna put those at the end. And and next Tuesday, Athena, the Goddess of Thunder, officially launches on Kickstarter. So
nice.
I'll let you guys know about that. In terms of Indie Wednesday, Britt and I are going to be doing a collab where she does a Twitter thread and I do a video on the moments from the Wonder Woman comics that need to be adapted into movies. And for Super Wonder, we're going to be doing a year of Absolute Superman and discussing like how Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman should meet.
And Saturday for movies, because we missed it last week.
Birds. We're doing Birds of Prey.
Yep,
you better not wuss out of it.
Dude, I went to see Tron and Good Boy.
Okay, that's good enough.
I want to actually see a good movie and a mid movie.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Very stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe is the Max about for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.